Hi there, beautiful souls watching. Thank you and welcome. I'm Gabrielle, retired medium in Germany, and I like to share some of my otherworldly experiences and insights. So this one was on my list, and I felt the nudge from my spirit guides, to make this one today. Don't even know why, but I follow because I learned to listen and I'm still learning to listen. Sometimes I don't listen and then something goes wrong or south. So here is the touch of the divine. And that's a very interesting theme because I learned in my Rosicrucian tradition, which derives from gnostic and hermetic wisdom, that our subtle bodies are all as energy fields, the etheric, the astral, and the mental, and also the physical, this one here, are polarized like electricity. And so you need the plus and minus through all the bodies. And they're exactly the contrary between men and women. That's why we live in a polar world, in duality, where we have sun and moon as a symbol for male and female. And so I start from the top. Men are touched by the divine in their mind because their mental body is negatively polarized. Does not mean bad and negative, that sense, that's a false connotation, just a neutral statement. It means they are recipient because negative can receive and positive is kind of radiating out. And with women, it's a bit different. Women are touched by the divine in their heart, means the astral body of women are polarized negatively, means they can receive in their astral bodies via feelings. That's why men want knowledge, but knowledge is not wisdom. We have to create wisdom by uniting knowledge and feeling. So men come from that side and women come from the other side, and that's why women want feelings and want to understand feelings and emotion. And usually, like they are trained in our programmed and engineered societies, to repress their feelings, that sometimes it gets difficult to find the way home to your own soul, the whole field you are living in. So much to the touch of the divine, and I have to apply a little exemplary story. When my husband, my beloved love of my life, had crossed over just a few years ago, I was not sure whether I would go to Brazil again without him the next winter. He died in autumn. And I was pondering about that, thinking the normal programmed human thinking, like, oh, I will miss him, every stone will remind me of him, and blah, 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 blah. But then somehow I didn't even know that I was making that decision. I just bought the ticket and told my friends, okay, I'm coming. And for the first time, I rented a house, because before that, traveling with him to Brazil, we always stayed in little hotel rooms, or kind of, in Brazil it's called pousada, that means kind of a bed and breakfast or something like that. And it was the first time that I was all alone in a wonderful little house with a garden all full of tropical green and a swimming pool, and I could enjoy that. And the funny thing was, before my husband crossed over, we were both very much in love with Brazil, and I'm sure we had our incarnations there. I got back the memory of at least a few that I lived in the Amazon region and in South America as a shaman. So he, on his deathbed, under a lot of morphine because of his cancer, sometimes woke up and told me about his kind of crazy dreams, quote unquote, that he had. And once he came back from a dream like that, telling me, "Oh, I was just sitting with you on the porch of our fazenda." Fazenda was the wrong word, of course, because that means a very large building like the rich had when they were colonizing Brazil and had their gum or their whatever farms, you know. So he had the wrong word, but I got the picture and I got the idea. And he said it was so wonderful. We were so one and happy. And there I was sitting in Brazil on the porch of this little rented house, and I felt him with me all the time. And instead of being sad and missing him, I felt him and I was happy. And then it clicked onto me and I thought, wow. So his soul was already kind of seeing that, experiencing that on his deathbed in a quote-unquote dream where you travel with your astral body, and outside of the 3D physical, time is not linear like we are trained to perceive it with our minds and our physical bodies here, like past, present, and future. So he was in autumn, in the future, with me in the winter, in that Brazilian experience on the porch of the rented house where I stayed. So that was a crazy thing for me to understand, but I had no problem because it was such a beautiful feeling and I felt really one with him, and I felt that he was present and I enjoyed the time. And I had with me the book of Neil Donald Walsh, Conversations with God. So one day I was lying in the hammock and I was reading in that book, and there was, I don't even know what page or what moment or whatever, it doesn't even matter, it's not important. It was the right time, it was the right words. I experienced what I would call in my own little words, the touch of the divine. And when I felt it, like the finger of God coming and touching me very softly on my heart, I started crying and crying, bawling out my eyes. And these were tears of joy and happiness, and at the same time, all at once, of sadness, of the grief, missing my husband still, because without the body you can't touch him, you can't embrace him. That was the only part that is missing or was missing. And I got an image in front of my inner eye while I was crying and feeling the touch of God's finger onto my heart. I instantly saw the painting of Michelangelo, I think it is, where kind of his Adam is a little bit lazy, hanging around somewhere on the earth. And God depicted like an old guy with a beard. That's wrong, but okay. In a very weird formation, looking like the outline of a skull, and with angels in there and flying guirlands or pieces of fabric reached out with his finger to touch Adam's finger, and Adam was kind of lazy, as if he did not really want responding to that touch. And that was a really wonderful experience, because that picture tells, at least to me, a lot. And this is what I wanted to share with you today. So don't wonder why men try to grab it with their mind and women try to grab it with their heart or their feelings. But like the great initiate from Germany, but there are others from other countries, they all say more or less the same with different words. He said once, "It does not say itself. You cannot take hold of it. Only let it take hold of you." So that's it. You have to allow to be touched by the divine. And if you're in a closed state and false beliefs might hinder you or block that, well, there will come another time when you are open-minded, open-hearted, and the light can touch you. And some comments told me they thank me for the light I'm spreading. It is not me, dear ones. I know that, and I'm happy to know that, so I don't fall prey to the egomaniac approach. I know it's coming through me. What you might feel or get from my videos is not me. It is the light of the soul shining through me. And if you feel touched by that, I'm happy to be the vessel so that the light can use me, because I feel there are a lot of brothers and sisters out there that need some wisdom, some words, some energy, whatever the vibration. It's not even what I talk about. They put in vibration there. And vibration is feeling and frequency. And if you feel touched, be blessed that you feel that. And I'm happy with you. And I like just to share and help. But I don't allow anyone to eat me up and to abuse me or to suck my energy, because it is not me. If you grab for the messenger, you're doing the typical mistake many people do. I did when I was younger as well. I ran after some gurus and just had to find out, no, it's not them. It might become through them. And it's only about your touch, about you being touched, and then making a step, a gesture, or saying inside of yourself, oh yes, because this is the world of free will. You are asked, and you always have the choice. Which way do you want to go? So that's what I wanted to share today, and I leave you with that. Lots of blessings, love and light onto your path, dear beautiful souls. Remember, you have a soul, and your soul is love and light, and it is conscious, and it's only projecting a part of its consciousness into this avatar who's running around here in 3D material world in the so-called simulation, making experiences to remind himself or herself of the divine nature that never went away, that never separated. Spirit world says you are only dreaming, you make this experience. Although it feels to us freaking real, I know, but it's just projected consciousness of your soul. And as quantum physics says that 99% of this universe is invisible. And they call it dark energy with the adjective dark, very misleading because it has such a negative connotation. And only 1% is real solid matter. So only that should tell you what it's all about. Okay, now I'm going. I leave you. Thank you for watching. Blessings, love and light, dear ones. Bye.